Morning Minutes Live. Today we're going to be talking about houses around the world. Let's go.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Morning, Tom.
Morning, Jess. Morning, everyone.
So this is your first Morning Minute. So we should probably start. What do you do at Novak?
I'm the receptionist here at the front desk. I started
How
about
long
2
have you
months
been
ago.
here?
2 months, and it's great. I'm loving it. It's like a whole different work environment to me. It's pretty different to what I've done before, but it's good. It's a good learning
What'd you do
experience.
before?
Really enjoying it. I was
What'd you
working
do
at my
before?
gym. I was working at my gym just down in Manly, and I did that for a couple months, and just labor all year before that. But fresh out of school, and it's good. I'm excited. I'm learning heaps.
That's good. So today, first Morning Minute. Today we're going to be talking about houses around the world and kind of just like describing different types of architecture, different reasons why the houses are the way they are. First up, houses in Australia. We've kind of done some research on three standard common types of houses. So first one, Tom, what do you want to talk about?
Well, just the terraces. A lot of the terraces we see along the inner west and in the city especially. I think they're kind of just like a little time machine back really to the old economy of Sydney, just to see how like all the labor intensive manufacturing activities were really the central part of this city at the time. So a lot of the workers were working in these like densely compacted little houses, so close to work, so it was so easy to travel and commute and everything. But
Well, what's interesting now too is because those areas now, because the population's grown and we've sprawled out across Sydney, there's a lot more people and being close to the city is more expensive. So it's interesting because you see the facade, the outside of these terraces look older, but inside a lot of them are really renovated and they're generally super expensive. So very interesting. What was the next one? We also talked a little bit about single brick, single level.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Aussie.
the kind of brick veneer kind of looking Australian houses. Yeah, I'd say like during the post-war era, housing was a really big focus of the Australian dream. I'd say so. Like you said, a lot of these families wanted, the big backyard, the house picketed fences, and the detached style of housing. And I think seeing a lot of that, through the era, um, it's really interesting. Just the
Yeah, they're
different.
really common.
Yeah.
They're in the suburbs. It's kind of just like the standard Aussie house, a single level with a big yard. It's also part, I think, Australians like to be outside, so that's one of the reasons that they generally are in large blocks. Similarly, but also a little bit different. There was huge waves of immigration from, especially from Italy and Greece. Part of that came is these massive, we call them upside down houses because the way that they're designed inside is a little bit different and it's to fit the whole family. So a lot of people, like cultures that like to live with grandparents, children, everyone in the one house, they're usually big, double brick, sometimes with columns. That's kind of the other one we see frequently around about.
The double brick. A lot
The
of
double
the
brick
like,
ones, yeah.
yeah, the double brick ones. Yeah, the huge kind of castle looking, similar to the kind of houses you see almost in Greece and Italy, I guess. But oh yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, so we did a little sum up of Australia because Australia is a blend of cultures and people. We're a new country, but I thought it'd be more interesting to have a little chat also about other houses around the world. Oh, we have a comment. Let me just. Morning,
It's-
Michelle. Tell me, are you able to bring that one up?
mhm.
Yeah, perfect. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So we thought we'd go through some of the other houses. So in Greece, what types of houses do we see there, Tom?
Well, a lot of houses matching the terrain, I guess. So you houses that are built into the mountains, the kind of landscape fitting all of the general area. And a lot of these houses were also using, the general terrain to help resource these materials as well. So you're seeing a lot of stone being used, helping the house keep cool because it gets so hot over there, right? So a lot of these architects are using the natural resources they have around them, helping them build these structures.
What's also really interesting, so you see in photos, and it looks beautiful when the houses are white with the blue roofs. There's actually a really logical reason why those houses are white, and it's because they've used limestone. Limestone's a natural disinfectant, and when cholera was spreading through Greece, it's protected the people a lot from disease. Little fun fact.
Yeah.
What was the next country we wanted to talk about?
Colombia.
Colombia. What do they look like?
Yeah. Well, a lot of families are using, color and decorations to tell the community, about the family and themselves and their story and a little bit of history. And you can see all these houses. It's kind of almost the terrace style aspect to it, but they're just decorated with these like amazing colors and drawings and paintings all over them. But I mean, you can see if we were to do that in Australia, it'd be a different story. Council would get involved and everything. And obviously there's like a 90% decline rate with that if we ever wanted to do that. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was really cool just to see like the culture and everything being expressed within these like little communities in their houses and where they live.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they live in, a lot of people, they live in like barrios, so little neighborhoods. And in the neighborhoods, to show your family and your family heritage, you'll decorate the outside of the house. It's like how often people talk about their appearance from their clothes. And that's where they express themselves. That's why the houses look like that, which is very interesting as well. I think we have another comment.
It's from Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Good morning.
Brilliant. So I think after that, we were going to talk about Japan. So Tom's actually lived in Asia for part of his life, so has a bit more insight. What are houses like in... So I know you haven't lived in Japan. Maybe we can talk about that first and then talk about Singapore and how it compares.
Right, yeah. Well, spending a significant time in Vietnam, Singapore, and Thailand, we were able to see just these different ways in which security is also used. This idea of cheap security that's used a lot in Asia. And it's when people would crush glass and actually cement it on top of the high-rise walls. So if anyone actually tried to scaffold the buildings, they just get shredded to pieces. A lot of small, like the gated communities, just to separate from the high density of the area and the way these people are living as well. But that's you see a lot of that in Asia, and in Japan as well. The interior design of the buildings. I think they're called, the paper they use, I think it's called washi, but it's these sliding light wooden doors that they use to separate the inside of the house. There's not a lot of use of doors, I know. So these big, long sliding doors are really common within Japan, just to like separate and differentiate the light density between the house and everything. But
everything's also really, they're very like everything is, what's the word, you can convert it into different things. So for example, like futons are a Japanese invention, so it's a bed and a lounge, and you see a lot of that in the house. Everything's compact and you can use it in multiple different ways. So even the layout of the house, they use those partitioning walls to add another room. They also have kind of around the house, there's generally a little like section, like a walkway thing to separate the outside and the inside, purely so that you can take your shoes off and then go into the inside as a whole other space.
Exactly, yeah. And the roofs as well of these houses, really taking in context of the environment that they're in. So there's a lot of rain in Japan, so they've built little grooves within the roofs and tiles of the houses so the rain can easily flow off and not get stuck and build up, and which would obviously be an issue. But just these little things that architects are taking into account where they're building these houses, I think is really interesting. So
so the next one we were going to talk about, which I also thought was interesting, was in Zambia. I was excited to look at this one because I think often you don't really see as much on TV about the diversity of housing in African countries, I think. So obviously there's an array. It depends if you're in an urban or rural area, but traditionally the houses are made of they're made of clay and they're circles with a thatched roof. But what's interesting about it is that so people usually have really big families. These houses will be for your immediate family. So it would be like me, my children would be in the one house, but they're in collections of villages. So your mum and dad would be next door, your brother and sister and their kids next door, and then you're in one big area with a communal bathroom area. You generally have your own kitchen in your house, but then there's shared facilities between all these clay circular houses.
Right. The materials for the roof, do they vary? Do you know, Jess? Is it a lot of straw? Yeah.
No, so it depends. So what you can get access to. So it would use so the thatched roofs are common, but if you have some more money, then people will use tin roofs instead, so they're better off. But it really depends. And then what's interesting as well is most of the houses have generators, so there sometimes is electricity inside. But then they'll usually have like a communal water area where they have to go and collect water and bring it in because the infrastructure to the housing is different to here.
Right, okay.
Morning to the UK, Philip. Alrighty, last one. Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, that's right. Well, most of the style building in Saudi Arabia, I think it's pronounced Najd, and it's comprises of like 3 different areas of the house. You've got like your visiting area, your kitchen, and then the private family area. And so a lot of these houses, like you said, are segregated and cut off and everything. But a lot of families will get, their extended family to come over, stay with them, friends and everything. So, and you're also seeing, because it's so hot over there, a lot of smaller windows, just, to keep the heat, out of the house, to keep the cool in. But yeah.
It's interesting. One of the things, I remember we learned this in school about, generally you can look at a house and you can tell what the climate's going to be like in that country. So for example, here, when we look at the majority of houses, although there's so for example, the top of apartment buildings or top, even like if we look out here where I am, flat roof means it doesn't snow. Because if it snows, that whole roof would collapse.
Right.
So I think depending where you are, you can definitely see the impact of the climate. The Saudi houses really show that. The small windows, the reason is because purely for the cool and the heat. In Greece, it's interesting because it snows in Greece and it's also really hot in Greece, so they have to be more versatile. It's very interesting how much a house can say about a country.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Alrighty, perfect. I think we're wrapping up.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Do you have anything else, Tom, that you wanted to talk about?
I'd say in Saudi Arabia, it'd be kind of similar to Greece, just in the way they're using the environment as their natural resources as well. So a lot of mud and clay being used as well, and just the small window thing to keep heat out but the cold in. They're also, I think, very level. So there's more than like 3 stories to these places as well. But yeah, no.
Oh, quick question coming in. Do you want to click on that one when it comes?
Oh, yeah, sure. Will.
Oh.
No question coming through from Will.
Okay. Never mind.
Good.
All good. All right, perfect. Well, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Tom. How'd you like your first morning minutes?
No, it was good. No, I enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely come back if I can, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. Thanks, everyone. Have a good morning.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye. Bye.